Hey, baby, what are you thinking? You have been thinking since morning. What happened to you?
Mom, I have been thinking about my values. My teacher asked me to write about my values in the notebook. What do we mean by values?
Oh, values mean the aim of determining what actions are best to do or what way is best to live. Values reflect a person's sense of right or wrong or what ought to be.
Oh, then can you tell me all values that I should nurture?
Dear, as a child, you should nurture many values.
What are they, Mom?
Many are there. They are honesty, determination, consideration, love, faithfulness, truthfulness, etc. etc. You can cultivate them through telling the truth, be bold to take on a challenge, thinking about others' feelings, and be generous with your affection, etc. Okay, here we have a lesson to learn. The name of this lesson is Three Questions, written by Leo Tolstoy. In this lesson, a king wants to know the answer of three questions.
Then please tell me the story. I like to listen to the stories.
Have you ever heard about the stories of kings? Have you ever seen a king? Here we have a king's story. Three questions. Once there was a king who thought that to be a successful ruler, he must know the answer of three questions. The questions were: what's the right time to begin something? Which people should he listen to? What's the most important thing for him to do? The king sent messengers in all directions to find people who could answer these questions. He promised a large sum of money to anyone who could answer these questions. Many wise men came to the king, but they all answered his questions differently. For the first question, what was the first question? What's the right time to begin something? Okay, some of them felt that the king should follow a timetable, which there were others who felt that it's not possible to decide the right time for doing something in advance. Who do that? The king therefore would have to go to magicians. Similarly, for the second questions, some wise men said that the king should follow his counselors, while others thought it was the priest whom the king should listen to. Then there were those who felt that it was the doctor the king should obey, while there were many in favor of soldiers. For the third question, some wise men said science should be of highest priority for the king, while others said religion. The king was not satisfied with these answers as they were so different from each other. He didn't give any reward to anyone and thought to seek consultation of a wise hermit who lived in the jungle. Who is a hermit? Hermit is a person who lives alone and leads a simple life. The hermit will see only ordinary people, so the king dressed up like a normal man, leaving behind his horse and bodyguards, and went to the hermit's hut. The hermit was an old man and was busy digging the ground in front of his house. The king told the hermit that he has come in search of answers for his three questions and repeated them. The hermit didn't respond and continued digging the ground. Some time passed, and the king, seeing the hermit to be tired, and he offered his help. Hermit admitted. Anyway, he gave his spade. Dear friend, see his simplicity. Even though he is a king, then he offered help. Our king continued digging the ground till evening. In the evening, the king again requested the hermit to answer his questions. But at that moment, someone came running towards the hermit's hut. The man came running towards them with a hand on his wounded stomach. The king cleaned the wound and dressed the wound, controlling the flow of blood. The man felt better and asked for some water. Hermit and the king took the man inside the house. The man was lying quite inside the house, and the tired king too fell asleep on the ground. In the morning, when the king opened his eyes, he saw the wounded man asking for forgiveness. He was surprised. The man told the king that he had come to take revenge from him because the king had killed his brother and had taken away all his property. He wanted to kill the king while returning from the hermit's place. But the king's bodyguards found him and wounded him. He would have died if the king wouldn't have helped him. He regretted his thoughts of killing the king and promised to be his faithful servant. The king was pleased to turn his enemy into a friend. He forgave him and returned all his property. The king then went to look for the hermit who was sowing seeds in the beds that they had dug the day before. He requested the hermit for the last time to answer his questions. To this, the hermit answered him. If he would not have pitied the hermit's condition the day before, then the man would have attacked him on his way and he might have lost his life. So, the most important time was when he was digging the bed, and the hermit was the most important person. And the most important time was when the king were digging the beds, and hermit was the most important man. And to do him good was his most important business. And afterwards, what happened? When the man ran to them, the most important time was when they were caring for him, because he told if you had not dressed his wounds, he would have died without having made peace with you. So he was the most important man, and what you did for him was your most important business. Remember then, there is only one time that is important, and that time is now. It is the most important time because it is the only time we have any power to act. The most necessary person is the person you are with at a particular moment, for no one knows what will happen in the future and whether we will meet anyone else. So the most important business is to do that person good, because we were sent into this world for that purpose alone. So, do you understand what were the answers for the questions? The hermit said that there is only one time that is important, and that time is now. It is the only time when one has any power to act. Then he answered the second question by saying that the most necessary person is the person you are with at a particular moment. This is because no one knows what will happen in the future and whether we will meet anyone else. The hermit's response to the third question was that the most important thing is to do good for the person one is with. This is because all are sent into this world for that purpose alone. All the answers are linked to each other and have their own significance. And the king became very happy because he got all answers from hermit. Do you have any other question to ask?